Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about giving your customers magic superpowers. And I'm going to do it by introducing you guys to a bit of semiotics and mythology. It all starts with Ferdinand de Saussure. Saussure is one of the co-founders of semiotics, French linguist who taught us all that the signifier plus the signified equals the sign. So the signifier form and the signified is content. So an example would be if I say a blue and red glass fish-shaped spray bottle with a star, that would be the signifier. And the signified would be this bottle right here. And together it equals the sign. And the sign is a Captain America diesel cologne. Then came Roland Barthes, who released a book in 1967 called Mythologies. And he took it to the next level. He said, sure, maybe that's what it is on a denotative level, but there's connotations, there's cultural implications behind it. A good example would be a rose. If I say rose, well, that's a plant with prickly stems, leaves, flowers, but there's connotations behind it, like passion and love. And so if you apply the same example to that diesel cologne spray bottle, you can see it takes what is the signifier, all of Saussure's sign, the Captain America diesel cologne, and it signifies something else. It signifies superhuman strength, the ability to defeat your enemies, the fist shape, which signifies power. All together is this sign that says, if you wear diesel cologne, you will have the strength of Captain America, and you'll be able to defeat your enemies. And this wasn't done by accident. This is done on purpose. It's a very strategic collaboration. And it's something that I encourage you guys to incorporate into your advertising and marketing. This bottle literally says diesel in the brass knuckles, the epitome of the strength of the fist. The splatters on the ground almost look like blood. Here's an example I've seen around the city lately from Belair Direct. Why is the person inside look so small and frightened? What does it mean that he's giving you a thumbs up and that he has a boxing glove on his fist, or that the helmet will protect him? Belair Direct is an insurance company, and presumably the myth here is if you subscribe to Belair Direct, you will be protected. Or this example from another ad that I've seen around the city. What does that say? A fierce being is now your friend and will protect you. Here's an example that I saw when I was in high school back in the day at a jewelry store called Pandora. What are you buying here? Are you buying the jewelry, or are you buying a fairy tale experience? The flower in the woman's hand almost looks like a wand, as if she's magical. She's looking ahead, but behind her is her man. You're buying power, you're buying a fairy tale. And it has a little bit to do with what we do at #paid. We facilitate collaborations between brands like Audi, Airbnb, RBC, Coca-Cola, and we facilitate collaborations between them and influencers, people popular on social media like Instagram and Snapchat. And here's an example of what we do. Maddie Bragg will wear a watch and collaborate with the watch company. You can see Maddie's followers say, "Beautiful watch, love that watch, I want that watch. That watch is my life." Why is that watch Destiny Jones 00's life? It's because she's not buying the watch. She's buying the experience of what it's like to be her favorite person she follows online. And it even worked on me. I bought the watch. And that's because something really powerful is happening here. Even if you know what's happening behind the scenes, one of my favorite parts about media is that it still works. Sure, you might understand that there's an advertising campaign going on, but it's still pretty powerful. Here's an example of a collaboration we did with Corona and popular influencer Your Girl Max. I still drink Corona to this day because when I drink it, I feel like I'm hip, that I'm young, makes me feel tanned almost, which obviously I'm not. And what is really cool here is that this type of experience is amazing. It's actually preferred by consumers. Sure, the ad might be a myth, the connotations might be a myth, but there's something really powerful going on behind the scenes. When I put on my Nike shoes in the morning, I don't want to wear plastic sneakers. I want to wear an athlete's foot. I want to wear something that makes me feel like I'm an athlete, that makes me feel like I'm Michael Jordan, for example. Or when Apple first releases the Apple Watch, they bring on supermodel Chrissy Turlington, who's an athlete. And people no longer buy the Apple Watch, but if you're running with your Apple Watch, you feel like you're a supermodel athlete. Or in this picture, you're not buying the jewelry, but you're buying a fairytale lifestyle. And so I challenge you guys, what superpowers can you give your customers in your marketing, in your landing page, in all your ads? And how can you incorporate myths into your advertising to give your customers the best possible experience? Thank you.
Questions.
What questions do you guys have? Yeah.
In an age where authenticity and being kind of grassroots is so important, is there a potential conflict if you're, say, overstating the merits of your product?
There's definitely lines. It's a good point. I mean, a lot of the Axe commercials have been criticized in the past for possibly taking things too far. So you definitely want to be careful crossing any major boundaries. However, rather than selling your product, if you can create a mythology that sells a lifestyle, that sells an experience, your consumer ends up enjoying your product more, and it will increase retention and increase word of mouth. What other questions do you guys have? At the back, yeah.
Hi, how do you match the influencers with the sellers, essentially?
With a proprietary matching algorithm. Thanks.
Is that your myth?
Sorry?
Is that your myth?
What other questions do you guys have? All right, thank you very much. Or is there out of time? Thank you.